Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to the
Okay,
Snark
calm down.
Welcome to the Chris Chan podcast. That's our new branding. You know, I got Colin.
Yeah.
Colin is now like completely ensconced in that shit, and it's wild because I've never seen him so giddy and excited. He learned about Liquid Chris the other day, and he almost flipped his shit. It's so wonderful.
Well, it is now your duty to turn him on to Ethan Ralph as well.
That require. I feel like you need.
Oh no!
I don't know how to introduce. I don't know. Like it's a simpler story in some way. Like clearly, like there's not like 49 or like 75 documentaries about Ethan Ralph, but it's also just like that makes it harder. You know what I mean? It makes it less accessible in some way because where do you even direct somebody?
There is a problem. The problem is there is one video that I could direct people to, but it's it's at least 2 or 3 years old. And so much shit has happened in those stuff is happening now. It's one of those things where it's like, damn. And the stuff's getting better. So it's almost like, damn, somebody needs to get off their ass and do something now. And I'm actually kind of upset that there's all these extreme autistic people that are in that sector they're in that part of the internet and they haven't done it yet.
It's crazy.
And all I gotta say is I'm disappointed.
You guys are terrible. You know guys are terrible. Those people aren't autistic. Those people are just villainous. There's a difference.
Yes. Well, no, they're both. Like,
do you think every supervillain is autistic?
I think
to a certain extent.
I think
Joker's autistic, probably, yes. I would say Norman Osborn,
what
probably
do they say?
not.
What is that one thing that people say?
To be completely honest,
what is that one thing that they always say?
I sincerely think anybody who does anything that sticks out is probably like in some way. I feel like if you're just kind of like plugging away at like a 9 to 5 and you never do anything, you live like a completely normal life, you're not autistic. That's not this. There's nothing.
I disagree.
But like, yeah, I think like a Batman would be absolutely autistic.
Oh, Batman
or like Joker would be absolutely
autistic.
No, and I think all of them.
Where are my trains?
I think Spider-Man.
Where are my trains?
I think Peter Parker.
Dang,
I think Peter Parker for sure.
Spider-Man has autism. Spider-Man, the fact that Spider-Man keeps ending up needing help with, keeps ending up not having rent money, keeps ending up, the fact that keeps happening is like, yeah, this guy might have.
The path of least resistance.
Spider might have given him something else, too.
The path of least resistance is attractive. The path of least resistance is the path that is most attractive to most people who are not, who don't have something going on. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, if I was Spider-Man and I realized that I couldn't afford rent, I would not be doing what Peter Parker's doing. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be doing that. Although maybe I would because maybe I'm slightly autistic. I have no idea.
I'm saying that is proof that he's on the spectrum.
Yeah,
because he's so focused on doing what he wants to do, and instead of paying his fucking rent by doing something easily, like remember when he wrestled?
Yeah,
why not just do it again?
Yeah, do it again.
Well, the problem is this, right? What happened is his stupid ass went and decided to help people, right? What happened is whenever there is people that are gonna help, it's gonna invite challenge. So now that he even stepped out there into the world and helped people, now there's way crazier motherfuckers trying to make unhelp for people. I don't know the opposite of help. What's the opposite of help? Danger?
Hinder?
Make danger for people?
Hinder.
Hurt?
Hinder is the opposite of help.
Yeah. Hinder, there you go.
Why not just comply with the NYPD? Why not just be like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. I want to join the
They would shoot
force.
him.
You couldn't think of the what are you trying to portray yourself as this ever perfectly good person? Like, I don't even know what the opposite of help is. What is that? What is that portrayal?
That was pretty gay.
I forgot.
I don't even know what's the opposite of nice. What's the opposite of being
So
a good person?
I forgot what the word was. I know what the sentiment is. I just forgot the worst. The word was like, oh, it's hinder.
Yeah,
That's
it. Sure, yeah, whatever.
Alfred.
Yeah,
sure. There's nothing poetic going on. I just forgot.
Alfred. No, I think.
Where's my?
I don't know. I have a theory. I have a theory, by the way, about autism, and I'm wondering how you guys feel about it. I'm not a scientist, by the way. I'm not a doctor.
You talked to me about it already. Actually, I think.
I don't think I talked to you about it. Because I just came
either way. Let's go.
Okay,
I need to hear this.
But so I don't know if it's real at all. I think like we're getting to the point where so many people are considered on the spectrum where I'm starting to wonder, is this just like a human spectrum? Is everybody like on some level autistic, and maybe some people are degree. At 0, and then maybe like a lot of people are at like 2, and then like a lot of people are at like 10? Like what is the spectrum that everybody seems to be a part of in some way? Because everything that seems to be evidence of autism,
autistic at all.
You're out of your mind if you don't think that
I'm not.
I've been tested.
I've been tested twice in my life, and each time I've been tested, they're like, "Nah, you're not." I'm just
tested by
weird.
what? Like, are you? You're being tested by like a system that doesn't account for this theory, though. That's like being tested for like witchness.
Oh my.
In
Okay,
Salem
fine.
Or
Okay,
like,
fine, Chris theory. Let's allow your theory that has no weight to go on and continue and justify every human that's autistic that just thinks a little different. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's some people who are like autistic, but like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, what does that mean?
I feel like
we know people like we know people who are autistic, right? And some of them are like, some of them just have like social issues or whatever. Like they have a problem like integrating into social situations. But I know people who are not autistic who have that exact issue. So like,
they they just don't know. Those people might be, they just don't know.
Possibly undiagnosed.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to.
I don't know how.
I think we should question big autism.
Yeah.
Big pharma, big autism being questioned by Chris Reagan.
You say big autism, but like people do believe that's a fucking thing.
Oh yeah, like the vaccine.
Big autism.
Just even thinking about the when you look at the numbers of how many people, it's literally the same as everything. Did you guys see recently that that dude Lance from the Surfs? He went on Tim Pool's podcast.
I saw that he went on. I didn't actually see it.
So I didn't really. I just saw clips that were just circulating around on my timeline. But he did the one thing that I thought it was so hilarious because it's such a good point where he brought the fucking graph of the left-handed people over time. Where it's like, oh yeah, look at how it was like none, and then a huge spike, and then it leveled out. It was because, blah, blah, blah. Everybody accepted it. They stopped forcing people to be right-handed. So then obviously the left-handed people skyrocketed. Same with autism. Once they discovered like easier ways to diagnose it, it skyrocketed by hundreds of %.
Right,
and because of that, you had those certain types of people on the internet were like, you see, they're poisoning our food. They're fucking making them autism. By what was it? Deodorant was one. You put the aluminum, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
the aluminum in your deodorant is making you autistic. Fluoride in the water is making you autistic. Flu vaccines are making you autistic.
Yeah.
Essentially,
do people even understand that whole? So if people don't know, there was a test for a doctor that like that whole test, that original test, wherever that came from, that whole like vaccine making people autistic. That doctor was paid under the table to do malpractice. Do people not know that? Like, do people not know that original story?
I mean, I don't know that. I don't need to know that. Here's the thing: I don't need to know that because it's unnecessary information. It's clearly not. That just clearly doesn't happen.
Well, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary because obviously it's not. But where that basis came from is flawed. Like, that whole argument came from the fact that there was a doctor who did a test on 4 people that already had autism. They were already showing symptoms of having autism, and then they just had it by the time they were finished doing this controlled test. And they paid him off saying, hey, make sure people think this is this.
Yeah, and he was
maybe. Like, all right, I guess.
And
then they found out he was lying.
Yeah, here's the thing. Even if that's true, it doesn't, because the very premise, it's like, oh, my Corolla got vaccinated into a Prius. It's like, you can't, it's not how anything works. That's not how cars work. It's not how people work. It's nothing can do that.
I've seen some weird shit. I've seen cars mutate.
All
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's too much to unpack. The problem here, right? So here's the thing, right? I don't think a vaccine can make you autistic at all, right? However, there is like so if I poked you in your brain hard enough in like a very specific part, right? If I just poked you, like bare finger to bare brain, your entire personality would change. Theoretically, I could kind of poke you into autism just with my fingers. You know what I mean?
I feel like it wouldn't develop autism. I'd develop a change in personality.
Or at the very least, I could poke you into behaviors that are very, very similar. That would theoretically be if you were to then go and like get diagnosed, it would be like, oh, he's clearly autistic. Meanwhile, I just poked you in the brain a bunch of times. So like, I don't know. I feel like I want to Google how do you diagnose someone with autism? Like, what does it take? That's the thing. It's like, I don't know.
Well,
like,
I'm sure.
As I learn about it, the more I look at everybody I know and I think like, oh, that's kind of autistic. You know what I mean? Where I see it everywhere
now. I feel like it could be. I think it could be. But I also feel like maybe people who develop these things without. Hold on. There's people I feel like that develop things without influence. And then there's people who are being influenced. Like I feel like, say, maybe I have some characteristics now because of doing YouTube for too long, because it's really made me socially awkward in a way.
Oh, 100%.
I don't. It's one of these things that like I'm not completely the same person because of just what this does to you.
I think the internet makes you autistic more than vaccines. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you if there's any culprit, if there's anything that could do that, because like, dude, man, some of this is the average person on the internet. I'm like astounded by. I'm astounded sincerely by just like the cues that they're not reading. Like, it is like baffling to me.
Well, historically, you can't read cues not in person. You know, like cues that you're not hearing. You don't usually get them.
But there are obvious cues. Like to me, like
but the thing is that actually they're on the computer. That's the thing,
right? But even so, even on the internet, like to me, it's like it was pretty clear. Like Katie Lee she tweeted something the other day of like it was screenshots of Master Chief and like, you know, those AI videos of Master Chief and Kratos and like all these like fictional characters like rewritten through AI to give like boys like they're videos that say like Master Chief teaches you how to talk to a girl or Kratos teaches you how to deal with loneliness and stuff like that.
Those are so genuinely innocent. I love those videos.
Yeah. No, they're funny. It's like it's amusing that's real. And like I've been watching them constantly because they give me such a kick. It's so funny just hearing these characters like be therapists. It's funny. And so she tweets out these images because they're funny, and she goes like, "Are boys okay?" Clearly, it's just like a joke. It's like, oh hey, look at all these like fictional characters giving affirmations and therapeutic advice. This is a standard question on the internet, like, oh, are boys okay? Are girls okay? And then it's got like 15 million views. All these people being like, no, we're not okay. We're expected to do this and that. And like everything society like, and it's like, bro, chill. It's Twitter. No one's actually no one's sitting there being like, oh, I guess boys aren't okay. I really thought everything was fucking hunky dory everywhere. Like no one's thinking this.
No, Chris, look. I personally am smart enough to not be like, oh, fall into that. But the thing is that imagine people who have never. Sometimes. Very, very, very rarely. I fall into things because sometimes it's like, why would somebody lie about that? It's like, why would somebody lie about that? It's unnecessary. But the thing is that video could have been like, it's just imagine people that never had the ability to like figure out, because a lot of people now, they grow up on computers. You know, a lot of people their whole lives they've spent like most of their friends are friends they have that are via they talk to Discord.
You can tell very clearly.
Like stuff like that. So like it's understandable how people could be like this misconstrue information that requires context clues because they never had the chance to learn it before the context clues existed.
But don't you know that if something is on Twitter by its very nature, I take it like 50% less seriously than anything else that I would read elsewhere. So inherently to me, it's like if something, like I always read something, and if it's ridiculous, I always operate under the fact that it's ridiculous and the person probably knows it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's such a shitpost culture out there. Like, none of it's real. Nobody thinks these fucking things.
Shitpost culture has grown to an unstable degree. I admit that.
That's just because everybody's stupid.
Everybody thinks everything is funny, and some shit really isn't.
Well, people are also like just living terminally online.
People
like,
are coping. Also,
this is what they do. This is what they do, man. I
this
like
is what we do.
Yeah. Well,
they're not even getting paid.
I have See, like, cause me, I metaphorically clock out after a while, right? I have my fun and then I leave. I look at say something like I was poking the bear a little bit. You know, I could easily just not say anything. Because, you know, eDobbbz right now is like public enemy number one on YouTube, I guess, which is funny. It's actually really funny.
Really crazy how now he is.
Really
crazy how he is now.
If you really break down what he did, you're like, oh, that's what he did. And you would think if you didn't know what was going on, you would think eDobbbz raped and killed a kid. If
you fell asleep, if you got put in a Vacta tank and you woke up. And you woke up and be like, oh, he's finally getting in trouble for saying N-word, F-word. People are finally like upset about him saying that. Like, okay, cool.
He's getting he's getting.
No, people are upset that he's doing the opposite. People are upset that he's doing the opposite.
I do like that. I do like that they're upset. Oh, he's not saying the N-word anymore. This sucks. This fucking sucks.
Oh, man, he's not being toxic as shit on the internet anymore.
I posted. I just want to say real quick. I posted about that situation that's happening between him and Froggy and Creator Clash and all that shit. And all I did was just break it down really simply and say, seems pretty simple, right? Oh, this guy that he hired, here's some talent, is associating with the one guy that's been shitting on his wife, so then he didn't want him to be a part of this thing anymore. That seems pretty fucking reasonable to me. And I just sat back and waited, and I'm just looking at, the replies to see these people that, like, because this is my thing. I'm like, why are they so upset? This is crazy. I want to poke at them more because it's funny. It is it's funny. See, I can't for the life of me figure out why they're, like I said, did he join the, like, I don't know, a Catholic church and just start molesting kids or something?
No.
The type of vitriol that I'm seeing?
It's just parasocialness.
It is parasocialness, but like, the anger is not commensurate to what happened. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very like, what the fuck is going on? It's just so weird.
Insane.
And you know what it is? It is a lot of terminally online. Like, you bring this situation to anybody on the street and they're like, oh yeah, fucking what the fuck? Yeah, no, of course.
He thought he insulted his wife. I would have shot him.
But obviously, if you bring it up to like a 20-year-old who's never left their room, obviously, like they don't have a wife. They don't know. They don't know what it's.
They don't have anyone that they love.
A young person who's spent a lot of their time absorbing internet content and very dramatized and sensationalized beef, because that's what it is. The internet is just new TV. It's just sensationalized everything. Well, in its most honest form.
The thing too is the separation of like what you would personally do versus what you expect out of other people. You know what I mean? Whereas, like,
right.
It's just a very bizarre thing to expect everybody act the way you would act, or the way you think you would act, because I think a lot of people wouldn't. I don't know, man. If a lot of people,
and when a moment comes to you, people act differently.
Well, because here's the thing. It's like, to me, it's like, dude, if it's because, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's guilt by association. Like, guilt by association is not interpersonal. Guilt by association is societal, or like this. It's like a way bigger thing than just like Everybody practices guilt by association interpersonally. Are you fucking kidding? That's like the baseline of like connections. It's like, oh, wait a minute, your wife hates me and thinks I'm a piece of shit. I don't know if, like, how can we be? Is it even possible? Can we hang out? Like, I don't know. Like, it's very bizarre to me that this is like this weird.
It's. You know what it is? It's not bizarre. These motherfuckers know better. They're just trying to find anything to shit on him because I was like, okay, bro. Like when you say that the guilt by association, and when knowing the situation, they know they're ignoring that they would do the same exact thing because literally, like say for example, I mentioned Bill Burr. He had a similar situation, but since people respect Bill Burr, since they're not mad at him, it was totally fine for him to completely cast somebody out of his life, Anthony Cumia, who was shitting on Bill Burr's wife. He wants nothing to do. He can't perform at the Patrice O'Neal benefit. He can't. The ties are completely severed. So obviously, anyone that's associated with Anthony Cumia, like Gavin McInnes or anyone, Bill Burr's like, fuck those people. Yeah. And everyone's like, yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, I totally. The internet consensus is like, yeah, I totally get it. But they're fucking mad that eDobbbz isn't blasting inwards. And like really breaking it down
because they feel betrayed about the way he's handling it.
It's not even that, dude.
I think it is. I think because of the way
he handled it. He handled it normal, just like I just said.
No. You're not getting it.
But it's the internet. It's internet people who are not socialized correctly. Who feel like they're owed something by this person that they looked up to for a long time.
They're owed a content cop where he completely destroys it.
But I'm saying, I guarantee you. Just real quick, I guarantee you that those same people have no problem with what Bill Burr did, and they're fans of Bill Burr.
No, of course not. No, they wouldn't.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what is the difference? So what is the common denominator? It's just they're mad at this motherfucker.
Well, they're mad at a couple different things. All of it, I think, is fucking ridiculous. But like, they're mad at him for apologizing for his past stuff. Which honestly, to me, like, I don't know. I let me tell you something right now. I'm not even remotely sorry about anything I've ever made. Like, not even slightly. Yeah, but I don't think he had and I'll go on and say, like, I don't necessarily think Ian needed to apologize for any of that stuff. Honestly, sincerely.
That's literally like.
But also, yeah, I'm not him, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
The first point doesn't need to be stated. You don't think it doesn't matter what you think.
It
literally doesn't matter what anyone thinks.
That's what I mean. It's like this is my opinion about like how I would have handled it. But like I'm not gonna like sit there and chastise somebody for not doing the thing that I would have done in a situation that has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's okay to have like a perspective. It's another thing to be angry at a person for not adhering to your perspective. That's crazy.
The thing is this, right? I think at the same time, I don't think eDobbbz needed to apologize, right? But I also thought that shit was funny as fuck. So that's why I, in my heart, didn't see him needing to apologize. Obviously a joke's a joke. Right. You take a joke as a joke, The thing is that clearly, as we've all seen, Ian does not, he looks back on what he's made, and clearly he does not feel proudly about it, And that's his perspective,
Right. That's fair.
I think he's made great shit, He looks back on it and he's like, I don't like the stuff I did because the things I were doing were not, that's not how I want to be remembered. Because that's a lot of things what happens with people, right? People that create things in general, you look back on it. And if you did something, if you go through a change in life, Ian got quiet on the internet for a little while. He started just looking inward and he found that like, I don't really like the things I made. So he apologized. He has every right to do that, right? No one can take that away from him. He started being a far more open to collaboration kind of person and creating things that the creative collaborators are very dope, That is his perspective, right? What happens is that so many people on the internet derive parts of their personality from that like really in your face kind of content era that was when he was making stuff like that. So they just feel betrayed. They feel betrayed by him.
And I feel like that's the gayest fucking most pathetic pussiest shit ever.
This
whole fucking parasocial shit.
Listen. Let me
latching onto these people.
Let me get a fucking personality of your own. Get a personality of your own. Holy shit. I can't be happy. I can't be happy anymore because this person stopped making the content that I want them to. Fucking get over it. You know how many, dude? I've been on YouTube for so long. Do you know how many of my favorite people have just like dropped off the face of the earth and stopped making shit? I can't even count. I can't even count how many.
Right.
And it's like big deal. You fucking move on. It's fucking loony. It's Looney Tunes to be this fucking obsessed about someone.
Now let me
especially when what they did, especially when what they did was, okay, so this person who's associated with my event is training with this person who's constantly insulting my wife, and this person who's training with this person is also like singing the praises of this person, I feel a little uncomfortable with that.
Sucking his penis, literally throating his penis.
Literally simping.
Sam Hyde is the greatest comedian of all time. Nigga, eat dick fast. Suck dick fast and choke. That is crazy.
That is
sincerely crazy.
He said that is not someone editing him saying that.
It really did put things into context when he said that. Then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a simp.
I get it.
It's a simp situation.
Yeah,
it's a simp situation.
Like that really.
I think what happened was, this is going to sound kind of cool.
And by the way, Con, but before you go on, and I say that as somebody who has like literally no opinion of any of these people. You know, I think Froggy's fine.
Yeah,
I met Froggy. Look. Listen. I met Froggy. I think he's fine. Like, I have no ill will towards Froggy. I've seen some of Sam Hyde's stuff, and I actually kind of like some of Sam Hyde's stuff. The fish tank shit. Have you seen any of the fish tank shit? It's ridiculous.
I haven't yet.
That shit is.
I've heard people are loving it.
It's sincere. I think, Derek, you'd love it. It's the most ridiculous shit I've seen in a while.
I think Sam Hyde can be funny, but I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at what he's doing. I'm laughing at the wild nature of his shit. I don't think he's funny. It's just like, that's crazy.
I'll put it this way. I don't think he's the greatest comedian of all time. That's fucking Looney Tunes.
But I don't think anybody but Froggy thinks that. Like, that's kind of crazy to say.
Like, and that's crazy.
Because Sam Hyde would come out and say, like, that's stupid. Why would you even think that? Like, Sam Hyde's the type of person that would be like, I'm not the greatest comedian of all time. That's a really stupid thing to say. Because he'd probably even though he acts really wild, when you catch him in those moments when he's being real behind the scenes, he is very grounded, but he wants the world to think he's not. And I feel like that's the problem. I've heard some other things about him. I have not looked into it. That people had a problem, like, oh, he's racist. And I'm like, why are they saying he's racist? They said, oh, he donated to like Andrew England's Stormfront. And I was like, oh, why the fuck? I haven't looked into it. Why did he do that specifically, like, behind the scenes to be like, here, brother? Or was he, oh, this is so funny. I'm so edgy. Like, because I don't picture him doing both.
That's not. I think that's a really bad point, Derek, I agree, but I understand. I understand what you're saying.
I know you can think that. I can think that as well, but I don't know his fucking motivation.
Oh no, absolutely, real. That's real. You know, people in the world we live in, people don't make sense, and you gotta understand they don't, and you can't get mad at them not. You gotta be like, all right, your brain's different from mine. I gotta go. I got work to do. I gotta make sure my kids eat. I don't got time for this.
There's some wild motherfuckers out there, and there's people that you guys know who Ari Shaffir is? Like, he's done a lot of wild shit. And he recently, within the last couple of years or something, he drugged his friend Bert Kreischer at his house. And it's one of those things. He gave him Molly. He gave him Molly. He did a podcast and gave him fucking Molly, and Bert had to catch a flight, and he almost died from freaking out. And people are still rationalizing, like, it's Ari. He's so crazy, but you kind of have, and I feel like there's a possibility that Sam Hyde might be the same way. I have no proof of this, but I'm just saying from what I've seen and what people are saying that I'm like, I can't put this guy into any type of boxes. I don't fucking know who he is. I think that's what he wants and whatever. But I agree with you, Chris, though. Like, I'm indifferent to all these people too. Like, if I saw Sam Hyde on the streets and stuff, I'd be like, oh, hey, it's Sam Hyde. I wouldn't have any type of, like, anger or, whatever. Like, I don't have, like, if you was shitting on my wife, then, of course, different story.
But that's kind of the thing. That's the thing. It's like, look, if people, look, if people don't want to, there are people, I've made a number of enemies over the years, I'm sure, right? If there are people out there from, like, way long ago who didn't want to associate with me because of things that, you know, I said about people that they might know. And I'm saying this very specifically about people that they know or, like, really close to, right? Like, if a close friend of, like, Francesca Ramsey didn't want to associate with me, I wouldn't throw a hissy fit about that. That to me makes perfect sense. Like, whatever. Like, fine. Right. I personally, I don't give a shit. I have a really high tolerance for this shit. Like whatever. But I also don't have I don't have a wife. I don't know what it's like to have somebody that close that I would like. But even though, no, I can really, actually, no, I remember defending Lacey.
Just anyone you love, man, people. Your fucking parents, dude. Your parents.
Right, exactly.
Just imagine, all you got to do is just replace it. Because I was even saying it doesn't even matter. It's not even about who the people are. Because the situation, it's really about the situation. Business guy hires talent, talent is hanging out with the guy that's been shitting on the dude's wife that's putting on the event, right?
And praising him.
It's one of those things where you don't, and praising him.
Throating him.
And let's be real. This is the one thing that people aren't talking about. The only reason he was able to meet up with Sam Hyde, because he wasn't meeting up with him before, was because of Creator Clash. You went to train with him. Literally directly a conflict of interest. He got to hang out with Sam Hyde and train and box because he's boxing at this dude's event. So to act like, oh, everything's not about you, like Froggy said, everything's not about you, but it's like, bro, you got that opportunity to hang out with the guy that you worship because of eDobbbz.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where it's like, it's a direct fucking insult. And so I understand why there would be a fucking problem. And to anyone to act like they don't understand, I think they just have a problem with eDobbbz in general. Because I said, if you just switch the people out with anyone else, they'd be like, oh yeah, I get it.
It's reverse. To me, it's like reverse. It's reverse simping to me. It's like, it's just, and it's like behavior that I just don't like even today, like I saw people like, look, I'm not a fan of Hassan at all. Right. Not for any like particular reason. I haven't seen him say anything that I thought was like, it's just like, I'm not into it. And I saw a bunch of people,
a 29-year-old man.
Of course. But a lot of people, like, I've seen a lot of people hating on him, and I'm trying to decipher, like, what the reason is for, like, this very specific. And I don't know, like, my brain doesn't work in this way, where I am, like, either deep-throating someone or, like, constantly instigating, like, hatred against that. Like, I don't care about anybody enough to do any of this. You know, it's not.
Dude, that
to spend your time.
Though, it is kind of an anomaly. Yeah.
It's weird.
The hate boner, because obviously the people on the right, I understand why people on the right don't like him.
Oh, of course,
I get why people on the right like, but it's people outside of that. The one
I
thing
get people don't like him in general. I understand why. He doesn't.
What would you say?
He seems arrogant. He has a bit of an arrogant.
He absolutely is.
Like,
I mean, listen.
Look,
we watched it. Like I watched him cut lines and shit. Like at the Creator Clash thing, I watched him cut people in line. I don't like.
Oh, really?
What a dick. You know, like that's a personal experience.
I don't really even go that far. I
wouldn't kill him. I wouldn't like fucking.
Exactly.
I'm not tweeting. I'm not tweeting about. I don't like make my entire personality like, oh, I fucking hate Hassan. You know what I mean? Like, why would I do that?
Let me be real about this, though, with him being arrogant. I gotta say, if I was born with the privilege that he has, would I not be arrogant?
Yeah,
I say this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The privilege, okay, so he's a very, he's just like an inch taller than you, so you're pretty fucking tall.
Yeah.
But he's a handsome person. He also had a leg up in society with his uncle Jank having a very successful business and being able to get a job through that and then launching his career. Like I said, he's a handsome guy, so obviously people, because it is proven that people listen to beautiful people rather than not. The more handsome you are, the more beautiful you are, the easier it is for you to retain an audience. That is just 1 billion% proven.
Yeah.
So you have all these legs up in life. You're tall, you're handsome, you have good connections, and then now you're just, spitting. I've listened to him enough recently because I used to have a negative opinion of him about the arrogant shit. Okay, whatever. I get it. I'm just like, he's probably like, I'm fucking taller, I have money and all this shit, so he just thinks of himself higher. A lot of people do fall into that. There's a lot of fucking pieces of shit on the right that have became millionaires, and now they're just, you feel their aura of arrogance. They think they're like, I am definitely better than you. And I'm like, it's fucked up, but money can change a motherfucker, right?
Okay.
But overall though, like when I listen to him talk long form, I don't have a problem with him. I used to get clips of him and be like, look at this fucking jackass. But now I'm like, oh, he's usually kind of relaxed and chill. But then, if you stream as much as that motherfucker, which, God, good luck. Yeah, you're probably gonna go insane.
I will say though,
but streaming so long.
No, but the difference is,
if I stream that much.
But the difference is, like when we see a clip like that, it's like the clip. I love that clip of him going like "fucking leave," and it's like somebody auto tuned it or whatever. You know, I can't remember what the fuck. It was like him talking. It was him talking about like people were in his chat being like, "Stream the PlayStation event. Stream the PlayStation event." He's like, "If you're here for the PlayStation event, fucking leave. Fucking leave." That clip is hysterical to me. Not because it's like, oh, I hate this man, here's another good reason. It's just like, oh, that's a funny clip, and then I move on.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people I don't know. I feel like a lot of people build their emotional state based on things that they see either out of context or just like shit that they read on the internet. And it's wild because like I guess we were too late for that in some way. Like we like kind of like missed it. Maybe we would be one of these like fucking like urchins, kind of like clamoring like constantly defining ourselves by the people we hate. But like if we were born like earlier or later,
it's wild, man.
But it's
I've always wanted to. One thing I've always wanted to do. I wanted my own identity. I've always wanted to carve my own path. That is something that has been ingrained in me since I was really fucking young. Where I'm like I want to be something. Oh, it would be nice to leave a mark on society too. Like, you know, that's kind of a hard work. To do something like that's kind of hard work because you can just either be, you know, I'm just going to be a regular person going through life and just pursue happiness. Or if you want to leave a mark on the world, I want to do something spectacular, like I want to make music or something that people would like. Whatever. I've always wanted to, and there would be people that would influence me, but I've never felt the like I'm latching onto this person. And now that they've changed or they're done with whatever they're doing, I was not crushed. You can just be like, oh, that sucks. And then you fucking move on.
I want to damage the world irreparably. I want to hurt this planet so bad. I want to what I did leads to the end of humanity.
There we go.
That's the kind of shit I want.
That's exactly. I feel the same way.
I want to be like Oppenheimer, but like worse. Like I want motherfuckers to be like, yo, Kingston really, this is his fault.
Kingston
I want
Jameson.
there to be hate rallies for me centuries after I'm dead.
Movies
really ruined
about
it.
you. More movies than Hitler.
Like I want there to be like well after I'm dead, people gather and hate me. People gather and they're like, that motherfucker, dog. He somehow poisoned all the water ever.
I love that idea of gathering because it's always gathering in remembrance or in reverence or like it's
just
gathering in
hatred, bro.
Do you understand that people don't even gather in hatred for like Hitler? Or like
exactly.
Like that's the amount of damage you would have to do in order to even remotely instigate.
If I ruined water, period, I could do it.
Yeah, if you somehow hacked hacked into the code of the universe, right? If you somehow hacked into the code of the universe and deleted water.exe and just all water vanished, you would have to, first of all, tons of people are going to be trying to take credit for that. All right? There's a lot of people just like you who want to be hated.
There's a source code. That's a good point. And it's me. They're like, look at me, world. I like there's like a broadcast to every person. Everyone hears, everyone sees it.
Like the cell games?
Is this broadcast? Yes. Or like when Goku was getting power for the spirit bomb.
Yeah. Hey,
and like,
hey
look
everybody,
at this,
hey,
and I
everybody.
make water toxic.
Hey everybody, it's Kingston. it's Kingston Jameson. You might know me from the Snark Tank podcast.
If you don't, fuck you. But I'm gonna ruin humanity.
Listen. No. I like that. By the way, the implication is that you have this power to reach everybody, but you've not used it once to advertise our show. But like theoretically, in this universe, you're like, hey everybody, it's Kingston Jameson. If you're hearing this, it means you're a human and you're alive. Go to the nearest body of water that you have available to you. Even if you don't have a body of water available to you, turn on this, turn on the sink. I'll give you about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now watch this, and then it all goes away.
That was the last fresh water. That is the last clean water you'll ever be able to digest the rest of your life. It is over. Water is done. I've made water toxic.
I've canceled. No. You've not made water toxic. You've erased it. Water is gone. It blips away. No water.
There's
Clouds
no more
are gone.
Rain.
There's no more rain.
The oceans are barren.
The oceans are gone. So much new land available, but like, what use is it? You're all gonna die.
Dude, everything that has water. So like, soda becomes what it is without water in it.
Yeah,
all of the Gatorade, like so everything is gone.
It's just syrup and sugar. Everybody is so sad, but they can't cry.
No. The water within people is still there. Water within people are still there.
So late. I tested. It was a test. That was a test. I knew it. I knew there would be a no but. Fucking improv master.
No. Listen, then I would kill every human at the same time. That's crazy. There'd be no people left to hate me.
Why would you? No.
There'd be no people left to hate me.
What?
I can't take water out of biological things.
There's nobody left.
Oh, yeah.
He wants people to hate him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I think would be more villainous is you erase all water that is available other than the water that has been captured. So then the world
water
turns
wars.
into
turns into Mad Max.
The world is fucked.
And I'm laughing my ass off. I'm Joker laughing my ass off. Everybody hears me laughing. They're like, what are you doing? What have you done? I fucked it all. I ruined it. You guys come and get me. And I sign off. And there's a global manhunt for me.
They would kill you. They would find you.
They would get me. So what?
They'll get you immediately.
Kill me is going to change things back. I did it already, you know?
You know what I think people would be more upset about if you did? If you somehow were able to kill every single dog on Earth, and then so dogs can never exist anymore.
That's
like you were able to kill every dog.
I couldn't do that.
No more dogs.
That's wild.
See, you don't want to be a true villain. That's the thing.
I mean, destroying water, period, is really villainous. In fact, it's more villainous.
It's very villainous, but it also leads to a lot of panic. It leads to a lot of things happening that takes a lot of focus off of you. I think if you killed every dog on the planet,
this dude.
If people are trying to survive, they're not going to be thinking about hating you.
There'll be plenty of people that hate me because I'm the cause of it. What do you mean?
You're not listening to my words. If you killed every dog, everybody is just going to focus.
Just be
everyone can still survive.
Towards you. It'd be like you're just hatred towards you.
Everyone's like this piece of shit killed every dog on the planet.
You would have. I would actually wager that you would have
something in the air that
I would actually posit. I would posit that you would have more hatred garnered towards you if you killed every dog than if you deleted water from existence.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know why? Because
I think in the moment.
No. Forever.
Ever.
Forever. Do you know why?
No, ever.
Because hatred is a very inherently like a very, very petty emotion. And when you're in a survival mode, you're not really thinking in petty. You're thinking like, oh my God, water's gone. We need to fucking survive. Fuck that guy, I guess. But like, we gotta like move. If you killed every dog, society moves on the same way, but like now this massive vacuum of joy is gone. And then everybody just is as they are. And it's like, God damn it. What a dick. Like that's fucking like what an actual like what kind of a vampire piece of shit
that would be? You know how sad that there's no more dogs, period.
And
no more dogs.
There's
not even
people
wolves
who didn't like dogs, and then what do they call the anti-conformist people?
Oh yeah,
they're gonna revere you, so they're gonna put like patches on like of you of like a shit-eating grin. There's gonna be patches.
I'm gonna become the new Hitler, bro. I'm becoming the new Hitler. I'm gonna become Mega Hitler because I killed all the dogs. There's going to be literal gatherings from all the cat people are going to be like, yes, the divine one, when the divine one struck down all the dogs, and it's going to be
where do the what's the country that eats dogs? Which one is that?
I mean, a lot of Asian countries.
They're going to hate you
American
too.
Countries
They're
too.
going to hate you too because that's a food source that you've eliminated from them. So
that's really
true.
Could you imagine the Chinese population drops by like 86% because I killed all the dogs? They're eating dogs like that over there? They're eating dogs like that?
That is such an insane number.
That much?
The insanity.
You guys hate me. What about them?
The insanity of that.
All right, have just like fucking 30% of their land is just dedicated to dog farming.
What about me? What about them? Look how many they eat. I don't eat them. I killed them.
Yeah, loud is funny.
It's so funny.
I think.
Oh man,
I think. I don't know, man.
The idea of that would be crazy because then that would. I think humans would die off. I think getting rid of all the dogs would make humanity disappear.
It would make war. I think more would happen more often because I feel like
there's a lot of stress that's not being relieved by the dog.
Ooh, did Obama do more drone strikes or less because of Bo? I'm actually not sure about that one.
I think, Bo's not a dog. Exactly. Bo is something that's dressed up like a dog, you know? Like Bo is something that looks like a dog.
Bo's
not a dog. That's an elder god.
Bo is
like that's Cthulhu.
Bo is like Air Bud, where like it was just a man in a costume the whole time. You know that's true, right? You know
that's what that's.
Yeah.
Man in a costume.
Air Bud the whole time is just a guy in a suit.
How did a guy contort himself to fit in that costume?
Believing that is so dangerous. Believing that is so fucking dangerous.
That's the best actor on the fucking planet.
In a costume.
That is
amazing.
It's the same guy. He's just
broke all of his fucking bones.
The most dangerous mentality ever. Did you know that Air Bud was in fact just a person? It's like, what are you talking about?
It's a guy in a suit.
And it has Air Bud. He's like running around doing stuff. And as soon as it says cut, a zipper appears and a guy steps out of him. And you're just there in fear.
If I had an endless amount of time on my hands, I would take it upon myself to edit a zipper onto every frame of every Air Bud movie. and just somehow replace every copy just so I could tell that lie and people could go look it up and it would be true.
That's awesome. I love that.
I wish I had that time.
I think way more like Mandela. I think people 100%. Need to be fucked with way more in that way.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
You said people need to be fucked with more?
Yeah. Like
I disagree. I think we were fucked with too much already.
Fucking, what was it, Shazam or whatever, what was Sinbad movie or something, that everybody, remember that genie movie that everyone thought that existed? They swear they've seen it before. I think it was called Shazam.
Didn't he just have a role in a movie?
No, he didn't have anything related at all, but there's a big Mandela effect that everybody's like, hey, remember that that genie movie, Shazam, with Sinbad? And people are like, oh yeah, it was a big thing to the point where, no, see, that's Kazam. So people were kind of thinking, there was a big Mandela to the point where a few years ago, Sinbad made a fucking gag of it on April Fool's. He like actually participated in it because it was a real Mandela. There's a bunch of people that swear by it that it was a real fucking movie.
I feel like it was real too. Why am I thinking this?
Because it's the phenomenon. It's a weird fucking phenomenon, and I would love to actually, if I had that power, make the movie. But I would make it, like, really fucked up, too. I would make it have the worst language possible. It's a kid's movie, though. It's a kid's movie. But, like, Sinbad is saying nigga every sentence. He's fucking... He's, he kills every dog on the earth. Like, somebody...
He sees a dog, he goes, he beats it down.
It's starring you. It's going to star you, and you're going to wish for every dog on the planet to be killed. And that's fucking the Shazam movie. And people are like, God damn, I don't remember this, but I'm sure I saw it. I'm sure I saw this movie.
The funniest thing ever is, okay, like, let's just say you guys got, like, 3 wishes, right? Right? Like, your friend finds a genie, right? And he's like, guys, I found a genie. And he's like, all right, cool. That's crazy, man. Like, you found a genie? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll give you guys all a wish, right? I have one wish, then you can have a wish, and you can have a wish. He's like, all right, cool. He goes over. He's like, hey, genie, I wish that hell was real and everyone that died went there. And he's like, all right, your turn, guys. And he's like, I also wish my wish can't be undone in any means at all. And he leaves. And he's like, your turn. And he's like, what? Why'd you do that? Why'd you make that real? And he's like, what? Isn't it funny? Ha ha ha. He's a good kid the whole time you've known him. He's never had any like really fucked up moments, but this one moment he takes it too far. You're like, what do you do? Do you just like, do you go home and tell your parents hell's a real place? Like,
I guess very real. Well, what do you do? Because you said everybody, so no matter what, you're gonna go to hell. Is that the wish? Get
your family and friends ready for hell because it's the real place.
Or you just wish for your loved ones and yourself to be immortal, I guess. And like when the world is gone, like, at one point there's gonna be like a supernova and like it's gonna destroy all the planets. You're just gonna be floating in space.
Just floating in space, suffocating constantly, and then waking up and suffocating again.
Yeah, you're just gonna be constantly like just your tongue's boiling, your fucking eyes are popped out and shit. And you're just
they grow
existing.
Back here, just going through that over and over again until you get pulled into orbit of a planet.
I think you'll flash freeze pretty quick, but you'll still be alive.
What happens? You'll keep doing that, right?
You'll be carried to the Andromeda Galaxy,
and you're pulled into a planet that has oxygen, and you're finally like able to wake up, and you're with these like fucking like 3-headed fucking pig-faced motherfuckers, and you're just like just looking around at them.
Yeah, they're just fucking. They got dicks on their faces too.
All because your friend wished hell was a real place, and people go. What about you, Chris? How would you react?
You're so confused because you don't know what time it is. You know how long you've been asleep. It could be millions.
You don't know if your family's there. What if they got hit by a rock and went somewhere completely fucking different? You're just in a really bad. They can't understand you.
I love that.
You look different. You're in a museum. You got you in a zoo. You're just like, what do I do? What do I do here? I'm stuck.
That'd be crazy. You're speaking, and they're all looking at each other like they're all looking at the aliens. All looking at each other like what
they start stabbing you. They start poking you with electric sticks and shit.
Some it's like primitive sticks, but it's also still really advanced. It's like shooting lasers, but it's like they're obviously like primitive.
It's a broom. It's like, what the fuck? How did you make that?
They're like an indigenous tribe, but they got fucking lasers and shit.
You were here the whole time. You didn't hear us? you didn't hear us make this whole thing up, dude?
This guy clearly checked out. He clearly checked out.
What would you do, Chris, if your friend did that? One of your buddies is like, I wish hell's a real place and everyone that dies goes to it. And you're there to witness him really do it. And then the genie's like, all right, you wish my command. He does like a head shake. And then like the earth shakes all of it for a few moments. And it's like, all right, hell's a real place. And everybody that's dying is going to it.
I mean,
There's two more wishes left, but you can't undo the wish.
Whatever. Do I have a wish?
Yeah, you and your buddy. Derek had a wish. Derek wishes for everybody he knew was immortal, and he'd go on that whole space adventure.
Yeah. I would save that wish.
For what?
For a rainy day.
For?
I'm immortal, right?
What if? No, you're not immortal. That's Derek. Derek and his family are immortal.
It would. Well, I said that's a good point. Because I said like, well, I guess it would have to be. I guess because I would have to consult everybody. Do you want to be immortal, or would maybe you'd rather burn in hell? Maybe you'd rather burn in hell.
That sucks. That's your only two options. Like you live forever, or you burn in hell when you die.
Look, guys, because if you're immortal, you're gonna live to the end, right? You're gonna live to the fin of everything, right?
You're gonna live until after
while
the
you're
fin.
dying. And then while you're dying, constantly dying, time could be going by fast. Like you have no clue. Because you know how the longer you live, the faster time moves.
Well, it appears, yeah.
The way it appears to move. So like at like 15,000 years old, a week you can't even quantify a week in your life anymore. Also, you'd go crazy because they're not built to last that long too.
Yeah, unless you're like, well, see, that's why I think like you'll live into the point there's a supernova, and then we go on that arc that we already talked about.
Spacefaring mortal body,
whisked away to the Andromeda Galaxy and landing on that planet with those primitive, dick pig people. Whatever they got, like they have hooves and fucking they look like pigs, but there's penises on their faces. But you don't know if they're penises or not because you're in a completely different galaxy.
You're fucking
and they're prodding
scared.
you with.
You're scared, and they're trying to kill you. They're trying to rip you apart. They're like, how do you keep being alive? Like I found a genie. They're like, genies aren't real. It's like, no, there was this one genie. I found this genie in the back of Skid Row, and he gave me these powers. And my friend also wished that hell's a real place, so hell's real. But they don't know about hell. They don't know about hell.
They don't know anything you're saying.
No, eventually they find a means to communicate with you because you're on that planet for like a bunch of hundreds of years, and they figure out your language, eventually, and they start revering you as a god, and you're like, look, guys, I'm serious, hell is real, and it's gonna really suck, and they're like, what's hell? And you have no human scripture with you because you've been in space for so long. So you're trying to prepare them for how bad hell's gonna be, but they don't get it. They don't get it. So
and that's actually a good point. Is it everyone on Earth or is everyone in the universe going to hell?
Everyone dies, they go to hell. Period. So what happens when a frog dies and goes to hell? When a dog dies and goes to hell? When a baby dies and goes to hell? When this alien dies and goes to hell? Everybody goes to hell.
So basically, they're like, who? So there is Satan and all this stuff that is directly tied to Earth. Yeah. And so when these other alien life forms go, they're like, what in the fuck is this at all? What is happening at all?
That kid's action completely ruined the way the universe works.
He's like speaking in English or like in Latin or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. The devil's like confused when people from different planets get there. It's like, I don't know. This species likes fire. So this one's just having a good time.
Is Satan pissed off because he's like, yo, why is there so many people here?
Why am I real? And why are there so many people here?
What's going on with you, Chris? How you doing?
I don't even know, man.
You guys want to do some questions? Did you catch it?
You seem like you seem like you got like some fucking bad news and you're just gone.
No, I'm just
like somebody just like sent you a text that like everyone you know is going to hell.
No, I just
don't. Oh my God! One of Chris's nephews texted him, "Hey, Chris, I don't know if you know this, but one of my friends wished hell was a real place and everyone go to it. Would you want to be immortal?" Question mark.
And he's just like, I can't believe this must be real because they're talking about it on the podcast too.
Like, do you want to be immortal? Because it's just confused. Like, why is this happening twice?
I'm not even gonna lie. What happened, right? Was you guys went off on this tirade, and I really was trying to follow it, and my eyes just glazed over. I shut down, like, straight up. I was not conscious at all for the last 5 minutes, even slightly.
I felt it.
Like I was like
trying to cope, bro.
I was trying to it was like I fell down into my own consciousness. I was like, how do I get back? How do I get back to the podcast? What's going on? Oh man, I don't even know. Listen, I guess I'll go to hell. I'll go to hell. I'll see what's up.
Yeah, maybe it's not as bad as people think.
Yeah,
maybe it's just
what if hell's actually kind of neat and everybody's so afraid of it, and then they end up like living in the real world, which is probably worse at a certain point. Like, I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
The thing is that this, right? Like, I'd assume since the devil now, there's no God or anything like that. There's just the devil trapped in hell being a devil. You know, like, he's just like, hey, since you guys are all here, might as well enjoy it, because I didn't want this job. I wasn't a real thing until fucking that dumbass kid pulled me into existence.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's just, you don't know what hell's like. He's like, after millions of years, you go to hell. Hell's like kind of nice. It's like a lot of real estate. The magma flowing made it like a lot of hot springs. So it's a pretty nice place, you know. But then this guy's preaching a bunch of shit that made people not worry about hell, hating it. So people go down there with a bad idea of it, and they're ruining it. And it's just like it's pretty much an allegory for slavery.
Oh, right.
All right. Is there anything else that is?
It's an allegory for the black experience.
I think we're ready for some questions.
Okay. God Christ! All of that really threw me off.
You guys let me talk for too long. You guys let me go on too long.
Yeah, the whole. I mean,
we might get an animated. We might get an animated from that. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. I want you. If you do an animated, if anybody does an animated of that, just have a PNG of me in the corner, like real small, silent. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Quiet.
No, honestly, my allergies are fucking killing me. Greetings, Christina Chandler, Ethan Ralph, and Andrew Tate. Which Mass Effect races can say the N-word, and which characters could probably use it? Shepard can, because he's like whoever. He's like, you know, Shepard
can.
He's a customizable person entirely.
The Turian, that's a Garrus. He's a Turian, right?
Did you say you don't know about that?
So.
I said no. What's his race again? They're called Turians, right?
I'm not talking to you, you son of a bitch. I'm talking to Derek. Derek said.
Talking to me.
Did you say? I don't know about that.
I think Garrus can get a pass. I don't know.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about Shepard.
Yeah,
no, Shepard's fine. Of course.
If Shepard's a black person in this iteration of Shepard, you can say it. Obviously.
No, Shepard can say it regardless.
Yeah. You goddamn. Reapers. Everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
He says it hard.
Even the Reaper, like Harbinger's, like, "Oh."
He says it once in the middle of Mass Effect 2.
Say that.
He says it once in the middle of Mass Effect 2. Never again, never before. It's never brought up to him. Like no one pulls him aside and tells him not to say it. But everybody from that point forward knows that he said it, and they're not sure how to feel about it because he's never said it again.
Yeah, so, it's like
it's a whole subplot in Mass Effect 3.
Like, let's go get these.
I'm sick and tired of these dirty N-word reavers.
Collectors.
I think the Krogans can.
Krogans, yeah.
Yeah, they're
an allegory.
They're down bad. Yeah,
they're more, I don't know if they're an allegory exactly.
Rise up. They got to rise up.
Yeah.
It's a little.
It's
if anything,
so strange to me that Grunt is a teenage one. Like, it's just so weird that he's a kid one.
Well, technically, he's fully grown. He's just not grown to the outside world, right? Because he's technically broke out of the case. He's like 1 year old.
He's a child one, though. Like, he's not even built like the rest of them. He's like tiny. He's like a tinier one. But he's technically like genetically enhanced, isn't he?
Well, he technically has perfect genetics, but blah blah blah. A lot of people would think in the Krogan world he's inferior because he is a test tube baby. You know,
he's like a weapon of mass destruction for them, which is like doesn't make any sense. Like he's like a kid. He's like a little kid version of one, and he almost kills Shepard, which is wild. It's a pretty badass moment.
My name is Cunt, and I will fight by your side, Shepard. Good to have you, Cunt. Use one of them good niggas, huh? And then you just dialogue tree. I don't know.
Why do you like chicken so much?
Oh my God! Shut up.
The space chicken. You Krogans are always eating that space chicken, huh?
Tell me about that hip hop you listen to.
I gotta blow my nose real quick. I
can't leaves the podcast.
He's like, I can't take it anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore, man. That's it. He just leaves. That's it.
My name is Cunt Shepard.
Who else? There's Liara. Liara can say it. She can say it in bed.
Liara seems like a black lady to me. I don't know. She's always seemed like smooth and like. I've always just for some reason I always see her. She's like a black woman. She
seems like one of those pretty chocolate skinned black women. You know, like one of those like really pretty black women. You're just like. You like men that are gonna be rude to you, so it's not even worth me talking to you. So like, you like guys that are gonna cheat on you. So
she's basically one of those. She's one of the ones that like, she's obviously high classed and bougie, but she dates like fucking ruffians. Man.
Ruffians, fucking just niggas that work at like fucking garage, like. Niggas that change oil like that, and it is like you're this nigga. But the dude looks like he's like a light skinned black dude. You know, he's like a light skinned black dude that like he just got out of jail and he's trying to do right. Pretty much, she looks like a black woman that would be in a Tyler Perry movie. You know, she reminds you. I hate how much I agree with you on that. It's like, yeah, she would be like one of those.
She totally seems like it.
She like left her husband and now she's trying to do good by her husband and her kids, but her husband's a piece of shit. Of course.
So stupid.
Who else?
I think you also on the crew. I know Morden would say it even though he's not supposed to.
Morden would say it in context, but people would still trip on him about it.
They would be like, "Hey, man, you don't need to say it." Like he's
like,
be
in
reading
fact,
like
I have to say
Finn.
it. I'm describing something. I have to say this.
Yeah.
I know it offends you for some reason. I don't get it, but I'm gonna say it.
Yeah,
Jacob can't say it. Jacob cannot say it.
No, the singular black person in that fucking galaxy can't say it.
Jacob would want to say it. Jacob wouldn't say it, and he'd be like, "Guys, why do you all say it so much?"
Well, see, Jake, he'll try to say it, but everyone will clown him because he clearly didn't grow up saying it.
He'll say it with the ER every time. You'll be like, "Jake, you gotta chill, bro."
Oh my God, I can breathe.
Good?
Jake, you gotta stop saying with the ER, Jake.
And like, yo, that's not. And Garrus is trying to teach him. Garrus is like, yo, man, that's not how we get down. You have to soft A, not hard R.
You gotta enunciate
I don't understand
the
difference,
bro, because you're saying it with the ER.
I don't understand the difference. They all in the military. They called me the ER. I thought that was endearing. I thought they were. Are you telling me this wasn't a term of endearment?
Poor Jacob. Oh no, poor Jacob.
Everyone was just calling him the hard R in the military.
Poor
and he thought he was a term of endearment.
I feel like Joker would say it. I feel like Joker would say it, but it'd be funny. Every time Joker would say it, it'd be hilariously said.
Seth Green just dropping all these bombs like, You
were a werewolf in Buffy, so you do get some street cred, but I don't know if you could be saying that, Seth. It's like, not funny, don't worry.
Zaid, you played with Zaid, right? The mercenary. Mm-hmm. He would 1000% say it. Like he would
say it to Jacob.
He came out of the womb saying it.
He would say it to Jacob.
I'm a baby, you fucking nit.
Chris, what's the next thing? We're having too much fun with this, man. We gotta get out of it.
All right. Kanye going goofy mode wrote in. He says, "Salutations, my favorite misogynist. Here's a nice and light question. What method of suicide would... Oh my God, That is Sweeney picked these questions and he didn't even remotely read. What method of suicide?
No, that one is the funniest one because I was like, that's obviously the word trauma, but I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
I want to see Chris read this and have an aneurysm.
What method?
That's exactly why I left it there.
What method of suicide?
Trauma,
No. I know. What method of suicide would traumatize the most people? But it's traumatized. It's written TROMATICE.
I thought it'd be so funny. I left that there purpose if you to fucking throw a fit on.
It's traumatized.
Your brain would go crazy.
Traumatized.
It's fucking traumatized. I'm not even going to dignify this question with an answer. Papa Jesus wrote in. He says, hello again. Hello again, you magnificent macho men. As the world becomes generally more open and accepting of things, that's hilarious. What are some opinions you refuse to see as valid? I personally can't align with anybody who uses gel deodorant. That shit feels like slathering my armpits in cold cum.
It is disgusting.
I don't like it.
I use gel.
You would use gel.
You're a fucking.
You would.
You're a
but I also use non-gel. Like,
you're an
I just have
monster.
a certain kind of deodorant that, like, if they have the deodorant, whatever form they have it in, I take it in.
Yeah,
the gel's so gross. I used to use it back in the day when I played football because there was one thing that's true. Female deodorant is stronger because of the scents and everything. Because obviously it's like a sin in society for women to stink. So in football, we would use lady deodorant. And I would use this one called Mystic Rain. That gel shit felt so gross, but man, I stayed fucking fresh. Never again though. I just use bullshit now.
I use I use cold cum, in fact. But
I come in a jar, I refrigerate it, and then I lather it in my armpits.
Yeah, you just start.
That's exactly.
You guys produce a lot, man. If you're putting on deodorant every day, you guys are pretty healthy. You guys are producing a lot of volume.
Bro, I come gallons, bro, gallons.
Why aren't you importing them? That's like the number one thing they want.
It's just
that's like the number one.
I
thing
tried and then I drowned the bitch, bro. Coming gallons is crazy. You think it's a joke? Coming a gallon of cum in a girl's face is traumatizing.
It's traumatizing. I don't come gallons, but I do come one big one.
Large cum.
Sperm.
Yeah, one big sperm.
One large sperm comes out, and you're crying. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
It's a really rough. And then it because it's a single celled organism but massive. It
like wheels around.
Yeah, it wiggles around a little bit.
Oh my god!
It wheels around.
So
it hisses, and you're like, sorry. You tell the girl, calm down. This is what happened. It's gonna die soon. It can't live for very long, and it dies.
It dries out real quick. It's like a cocoon eventually, where it's like this hardened, like flaky croissant.
Yeah.
Oh man, good lord,
that's so fucked up. That's pretty much like a chest burst about your dick. That is fucking horrifying. It comes out and it reels all over the floor, and this girl is screaming. She's terrified that one large sperm slapped her on her chest and started running around the room.
Stop screaming. You're insulting me.
Turns out opinions I refuse to see as valid. I could answer this seriously, but I don't think it's a good time. So I think maybe I don't know. Like in the realm of like gel deodorant, like
gel. Yeah.
Well, he's saying like, what are some opinions you refuse to see as valid? I personally can't align with anyone who uses gel deodorant. Gel deodorant is something like that. But I don't.
What is one of my prejudices I don't mind saying out loud because I don't want to be judged for it?
I guess I'll never respect furries. Like, there's that thing. You know?
Nah, I have not. I've kind of grown over it. It's like whatever, dude. There's so many worse people on the planet. You know, that's why I'm like they're just chilling.
Yeah, it's not about me seeing them as like awful. Or I'm just saying I just don't respect what they do. That's all. You know, I'm not gonna bother you.
I don't understand it. I wouldn't say I don't respect. I just don't understand it.
I ain't gonna tell you to your face nothing. I ain't gonna fucking do nothing like that. But when I see a goofy motherfucker that's not working, that aren't clocking in and out to entertain children, and they're doing
they're clocking in to do something else.
I'm just saying they ain't making money. They ain't paying taxes for doing that.
You know what's crazy? If every furry died, I think America would go through a serious problem because every furry has to make a lot of money to be able to live a furry lifestyle. Because those suits are expensive as fuck, bro.
I'll tell you what I don't.
Class motherfuckers.
I'll tell you what I genuinely don't respect even slightly. There are people. That guy in the supermarket slamming the Bud Light into the ground.
Oh yeah, those fucking people. Those guys.
Like that level, like to elicit to display that level of anger at something so stupid, I immediately don't respect you. Like immediately, like you're like less you're less than one big cum to me. Like sincerely, like I could not care less what happens to you. Like there is a certain level of just like
answer.
Like it's a real answer. It's a real answer that I don't mind saying. Like sincerely, like why the fuck? Like why are you? Why? There's so many things that should elicit that anger more than fucking some random trans person on a beer commercial. And like the fact that that's what does it, and not the fact that like, oh, I don't know, like, hey, all of our private real estate is going away at an increasing like oh, the future generations are going to be perpetually in a state of rentership because they can't own anything. Oh, crazy. Oh, I'm fine with that. But like the trans person in the beer commercial, that's what gets me to go out and cause fucking wreak havoc. That's insane. Fuck you, actually.
I get you.
I sincerely like
1,000%.
I hope to see if you're that person. I send me your information so that I can keep tabs on you, so that when you die, I can picnic on your grave. Sincerely, like I like lowest of the low to me, like die in Minecraft.
But
yeah,
nothing.
For me, it's people that waste food. People that waste food suck. You know, people just waste food. People that like do videos
that is a
like
very on-brand answer.
Let me just you know, make this whole fucking meal and then let's like throw it out a window. It's like, why?
I do that sometimes.
You're fucking stupid.
I do
You're
that.
fucking
I do that.
dumb. You're a dumb person. You're a dumb person.
I do that just because I can. I made a big. I made a chicken parm once. Great. I bet it would have been great if I ate it. But I just, you know what? I made it and I was like, you know what? This was all the satisfaction that I needed. And then I tossed it. Not even in the garbage, on the ground outside to feed the roaches. That's all. That's it.
I hope the next time you drop your guard and use the bathroom, someone rushes in the toilet and scares the shit out of you.
That's hilarious.
Get frightened while your pants are down.
Yeah, you think that hasn't happened already? You think I haven't had to deal with that?
You don't think that's a problem? I've lived this my whole life. Yeah, fuck you.
Every time I go to the bathroom, someone runs in and screams at me. It's a curse. I think some wizard fucking cursed me at some point because it happens literally every time. That's why I don't go to the bathroom ever. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Good on you, man.
Yeah. I've been holding it in for years.
Wait, one more.
That's how I made weight. That's honestly like how I made weight for Creator Clash.
Piss.
That is how you made weight.
You retained piss. That's
I retained
crazy.
It. I didn't let a single drop of it go.
All right. that's impressive. That's impressive.
That's
impressive.
Crazy.
How? All right. The acceptance. I love the acceptance. No, I don't know. I'm sure there's more that I can think of, but like that's the one that gets me like
I think
sincerely.
That is a very fair thing.
Yeah, the one that sincerely like is as a sincere answer. Like I fucking bothers me so much. Anyway, let's move on.
I don't like the fact that people actually could possibly like cats more than dogs. That bothers me as well.
That's
like,
so
I'll
weird.
never respect anyone like that.
Couldn't,
how do you really like cats
that.
more than dogs? Like, how do you really like a cat more than like? What the fuck is there like about a cat?
Well, there's a lot of weird people out there. You got to remember.
You know, like it's so like cats are good animals, but like liking them more than liking dogs, it's like what?
I think it's such a fucking fourth grade. That's such a fourth grade terminally online answer. Like it's so insane.
That's not a terminally online answer.
It's just a cat.
That's like,
it's a fucking cat.
You're a stifling cunt for saying that. That's insane. That's all. Like I don't know how people like cats more than dogs.
No. Here's what I mean by it's a terminally online. Here's what I mean by it's a terminally online experience. This is what I mean by terminally online. It's an opinion that like a lot of people have, but it's like I'm pretty unique. I don't really like fucking cats. I think cats are kind of lame.
I don't even dislike cats. I actually like them.
No, you do, because to even have that opinion and voice it indicates that you don't like cats, right?
That's
Clearly.
not true at all.
It must be true, because
if you
didn't care,
there's a bias. Yes, there's a bias.
So then you
but
don't
I like
cats.
No, I do. There's
like
a bias, but the bias didn't mean I don't like cats as much.
Yes, you like them less.
I like them less.
Yeah, but see, like the big problem that your analysis is that you're just literally putting your feelings onto everybody else. It's
yeah,
stupid.
so what? I don't care. I'm gonna fuck with everybody else's opinions. That's why I'm saying mine.
Then why the fuck would you ask? I don't know how people can like when it doesn't matter to you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't care about other people's opinions. I'm stating that I don't like that people like it. No, what? No, this is
no, but you're saying that you don't understand how.
Yes, because I'm being very ignorant. I'm not accepting the other side as existing. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find a stream of consciousness in this. I don't give a fuck about everybody else.
He doesn't have a consciousness.
Better. I don't know why people like cats more.
Look, man.
That's it.
Dogs bring more joy to people on average. That is definitely, I will say that is absolute fact. Just because that's how dogs are, that's what they do. They're very happy creatures on average. Cats are for chilled out people who aren't all about that life. Weirdos that feel more exotic, which I those people, I don't care about those people, but that's how they feel. It's like the motherfuckers that you always run into those people that are like, instead of getting a dog or a cat, they're gonna get a fucking ferret. They're gonna get a fucking scorpion.
A chameleon.
They're gonna get like shit.
Yeah, like they're gonna get chameleons are cool though. I get it, but like
but chameleons die in like a year. They die in like 1 year, 3 years max. Like
and they don't
live long.
do anything. They're so expressionless. It's like, what is wrong with you?
I remember being excited.
Be your best friend, you know?
I remember being excited, like when I was like a kid. I was like, oh man, I really want a chameleon when I grow up, or like just a chameleon in general. I love chameleons. And the thought that I had was like, I'm going to have it on my shoulder. It's going to be chilling. It's going to be eating all the bugs around me. So I'm never going to have to fucking deal with bugs. They don't do that at all. They just kind of grab things and then die. That's all they do. They grab things and die. So like, I don't know. To me, I think, I don't know, dogs, I think I like dogs more, but I think cats are a better animal. Like I would much rather be a cat. I would much rather be a cat than a dog, easily. Dogs are so fucking stupid. It's insane.
Well, if you're thinking about being an animal, I get that assessment.
Yeah, dogs are smarter than cats.
Like, as a pet, and also
I don't know about that.
Like,
I think they're more manipulatable, but like I don't know if that necessarily makes them smarter.
Being able to work together is a sign of intelligence. That's like
it's not really working together though. It's tricking an idiot into doing something that's beneficial to you. That's not working together. That's just manipulation.
Because you can train a cat to do things, but the thing is that a cat is not intelligent. Like, you ever seen a cat jump? This is real. I swear to God. I saw a video of a cat jumping into a fire. And I was like, that is the most outrageous thing I've ever seen in my life. Because cats are so instinct-based that they just do things sometimes that don't make sense.
But that's an insane that's an insane characterization.
That's also an outlier.
Yeah, it's like an outlier.
It's an outlier, but I was just like, it was such a mind-blowing visage.
You've seen one video of a cat jumping into a fire, and I've seen hundreds of dogs eat their shit. You know what I mean? Like,
because they're hungry.
It's
really
fucking
sad.
They're idiots.
Really
they're stupid. They're stupid.
Do you eat your shit when you're hungry?
Yeah,
I'm not stupid enough, but I'm not a dog. That's the thing. Also,
he's getting there. Sweeney's getting there. Yeah. Like the thing to me, it's like I don't know, man. Like I respect cats more as an independent animal. Like I like that. Like if I
cats are better independent animals. You're right.
The kind of person that I am, I would want a dog. But like taking care of a dog, it's such a bitch.
Taking care of a dog properly is so much work.
A cat, you just leave. You feed it, and that's it. They clean themselves. You have like a little place for them to. It's the ideal animal for somebody who's like not looking for like an intense,
Yeah, a dog is a commitment. I agree with that. They're very much so. Like you gotta really take time to train it. You got to socialize it properly. You got to make sure you understand what it can and can't eat. You got to walk it fucking 4 hours a day, especially when they're really small, to get their bodies healthy. Like, it's a lot of shit.
But I also don't know if I agree with the idea of just like being like tricking. Like the idea that being able to
more intelligent animals.
They literally do tricks exclusively. Like they teach dogs tricks. It's literally called tricks.
No, well, it's because the dog is smart enough to understand, like, hey, if I do this, there'll be some sort of proper stimulus. It's not tricking it. It's just literally doing something.
It's doing something because
you're
manipulating it.
Listen, Chris. Let me break this down to you.
A dog is Christian.
Wait.
Christian is a dog.
Let me explain this to you.
Grooming.
Let me explain this to you. Okay, real quick, Chris. If an animal is intelligent enough to know that if I do this task, I will get fed, If I go and do X and I will get fed, that is a sign of intelligence. That is simply a sign of intelligence. A cat.
Rats can do that too, right?
Yeah, rats can do that too, but they can't do it the same way dogs can. But they can do it as well.
No, they absolutely can.
No, they cannot. That's been proven. All right, Derek, pull up the video of or evidence of them being able to do it the same way that dogs can.
Like, what do you mean the same way?
Like you do it, you teach a dog a trick, right? A dog will be like, all right, here, I'm gonna put my hand down and it'll put its snout down and then you give it food. That's how you train dogs. You know, that's how I tried to train my fucking shepherd. It was a horrible experience. His puppies don't fucking listen. They are the worst, most uncompliable thing ever. I'd rather work with a drug addict than a puppy, genuinely. But what you do is you do things like that so the animal knows, all right, cool, if I'm able to follow this command, I'll get food from it, right? Or I'll get praise from my person. So you teach it those things because it's like, all right, cool. I know now that whenever I do this thing that my human wants, it'll give me praise. It'll give me belly rubs or hug me or give me food, right?
Yes.
That is a sign of intelligence, right? Rats can do the same thing. But the problem is that rats are not as smart because you can't get a rat to like go sniff out a bomb for you or something like that, you know? Because they're just not as intelligent as dogs would be. Also, I wouldn't have a bomb sniffer rat.
I don't know if that is.
I would imagine that a rat.
Wait, guys, wait 1 second. You open your case and a rat comes out. It'll find a bomb for us.
All right. I would imagine that I would imagine that a dog is smarter than a rat, just purely based on brain size.
Rats are intelligent too, though. They're not dumb animals.
I mean, I think there's a lot of animals that I don't know the levels. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm just saying, like, a sign of intelligence. I'm like, there's a lot of animals that are very intelligent, so I don't know, like, what your
That's
point
very
is.
true, but there's a reason why dogs are the one we choose for everything. If there were other intelligent animals, that would be easier to feed.
Yeah, it's because
it's not that we choose. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's because they're the easiest to manipulate.
They're plentiful.
And they're plentiful.
I wouldn't say they're easy to manipulate.
Very available.
They're available, yes. That's what you telling me. Rats aren't available?
Not in the same way.
No, that's
who the
crazy.
fuck do you know just breeds rats? Like,
motherfuckers in labs breed hundreds of rats.
Yeah, for testing.
You know people in labs,
you think cops can't be like, hey, give me 1,000 rats by the end of the year? They can do that. That's not hard.
Do you know people?
I know two people that own rats. I know two people that own rats.
Average people will breed dogs and sell them. It's a very common social thing. Not rats, bro.
I know.
In another universe, there
rats.
might be superior rats that are also domesticated in a way where they're way fucking bigger,
and that's
used
true.
In that way.
And that's
like,
true. But that's not the one we live in.
Right.
That's the one we live in. So that's there's no point of bringing it up.
But my point is saying that in another universe, it could have been that way. And imagine.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild because if you just wake up in that universe, it'd be a giant rat licking your face, and you would have a fucking conniption. You have because when it comes to social intelligence, when it comes to intelligence, obviously, like the animals they bring up all the time, they bring up like dogs, cats, apes, dolphins, and elephants. Those are the ones they bring up all the time for like elves. And those are usually socially intelligent animals, like, you know, animals that like are good at showing like emotion or the idea of emotion. Like, you know how dogs, if you hit a dog, it'll whimper, or if you're sad, it'll come to you and it'll like try to comfort you because they just know to do that. Unless it's like a dog that's a fucking dog that's been abused, and it'll come to you and try to attack you because that's all it knows. You know, other than like, you know, and then like cats aren't really like that. Cats can have emotion, you know, like I've had my cat Shadow was dope. You know, it would come to me when I was sad and it would lay down beside me when I slept. You know, it was my homie. But that cat was also raised by 2 dogs. So it's not the same as a regular cat.
Yeah, I would just say that to me, intelligence, like, I don't know, like, I don't agree with the idea that intelligence is measured by an animal's usefulness to us. Is, I guess, kind of how I would put it.
But it's
because that is kind of how they measure dogs' intelligence.
Well, no, they measure it by the ability to be able to completing tasks.
Right, for us.
And not every task is useful. Not every task is useful to us. Well, no, not every task is useful to us, but it's how it'd be able to get.
No, literally, what are you talking about? What tasks are? What tricks are people teaching dogs that are not useful to us? That it's entirely the whole premise of teaching dogs anything.
Well, those are tricks, but like you could have a dog go on scout ahead of you and then come back and bring you back somewhere. You know?
Wow.
That's
so
not
what is
exactly
that? So what is that? No. Well, hold on. What'd you just say?
But Chris, you're making
no.
it
What'd you
seem
just
like
say?
it's not intelligent because
you said a dog you could train. No, I'm not saying tricks are useful to us. I'm saying you could train a dog to go scout ahead and bring you back something. That's literally useful to you.
Or guide you somewhere.
That's useful to you.
Or be able to all right, pick out a color. Like, hey, go find this thing, and it'll go and it'll find it.
I can't believe you're not hearing yourself.
I understand what you're saying, Chris. But okay. So
it's the idea that to me, I'll put it this way: like if somebody fails like a standardized test, does that inherently make them like dumb?
No, but there's kinds of intelligence though.
Right. And to me, it's like more.
That's a little more complex.
To me, it's more impressive to me when an animal understands that when it does something, something will happen. But it doesn't. It has the foresight or like higher level of consciousness to be like, I don't really care, because that's more
not
human.
A sign of
that's
more
a
sign of its stupidity. Actually,
that's a sign of fucking humanity. Really, is what it is.
But
like I know there's a bunch of shit that I know. There's a bunch of shit that I know that I could do right now that'll make me a ton of money. I'm not doing it because I don't care. You know, and that's a cat. Well, yes, to me. That's what a cat does.
That's not intelligent though.
I mean, it's more intelligent than just like I ring bell and I get raped. If I ring let me ring the rape bell so I can get like I don't know what you want. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
That's not the same. I think your argument. I understand what you're arguing, but you're stupid. So you're arguing it's dumb. You're I think cats are intelligent, right? But for not being able to complete a simple task,
I think cats are
like
gay.
that's like saying a person they'd be like, "Hey, dude, walk forward 3 steps," and you're not intelligent enough to do that. That's something's up. If you
it's not about not intelligent enough to do that. It's about
I don't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it?
It's not about why. It's about like, who are you? What the fuck are you telling me what to do?
That's not intelligence. That's the opposite of it, Chris. That's not being smart. That's just choosing to be.
No, so your definition of intelligence is subservience.
Not subservient. It's literally being able to apply your knowledge to things.
No, that's literally what you're saying.
That is intelligence.
What you are saying is intelligence is subservience, which is wild.
No, I'm not. I'm saying intelligence is just like you're given a prompt and it's like, can you figure this out? A dog can do that with several things. Cats can't do that with many things.
That's because a dog lacks the ability to make any decision other than doing it.
But I think cats I don't think cats are choosing to do it because of some sort of fuck you the establishment. They just can't. I disagree. It's not like I don't want to do because I don't want to. It's like I don't get that.
I disagree. If you've owned a cat for any number of years or like even looked into a cat's eyes, you know that they do not care about you at all. Like they don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I don't think that's because of intelligence. I think it's because they're predator animals, and if they were big enough, they would just eat you. Like, I don't think it's like you're riling it up to like they're so smart they don't give a fuck. No, they don't give a fuck because they're beasts.
Let me put it this way: if you could perfectly domesticate a cat, like let's say if you could domesticate a bobcat, right, and train it really really effectively, you'd be nearly unstoppable.
It'd be more dangerous than having a dog. Yeah, because what it can do.
Like the sheer ability that you would have is fucking outstanding.
Keep going. I'll be right back. Hold on one second.
Yeah, get out of here.
Keep going.
I mean, yeah, like imagine having like a pet panther. You know, that'd be amazing.
He actually left. I didn't think he was actually leaving. I thought he was gonna do like a little bit.
No, I'll be right back. Hold on 2 seconds.
He's got to pull out his penis.
You have your panther that's like, hey, what's going on, guys? Look up in the trees. And they're like, what? What am I supposed to see? And then a giant black cat comes out. And you're like, look at this. This is my boy. He plays fetch and he also takes me places.
Yeah, I don't know.
He brings back little toys and kids.
We got some questions left. Let's burn through these. Dom begging Maria for consent to get one last fuck in before he shoots. He blows her head off. That's like I hate that people don't know how to write. I think I'm gonna start being really strict with questions. Like you gotta write. You gotta write into the show like you're writing your ELA final. Except keep it light. Don't like write 8 paragraphs. Greetings, fucking horrible, awful thing, awfully fucking horrific thing, and Sweeney. First time patron, but I've been listening since around episode 20 and watching Chris since the culture war dark days. My question was a quick one, and only really applies to Chris. I'm sure we could stretch this out. You mentioned at one point that you wanted to pursue game design or something of that nature, but ended up deciding not to. As someone who is aspiring to become a game developer one day, I wanted to know why you ended up choosing not to. Thanks. Math. Math is really important to game design, in apparently. So, and it's just not my strong suit at all. I don't like math. I don't do it. It's gay. Like I was not good at math at all. And so to me, I was just like, I guess I could do art. I could still do that. But like, to me, it's like, I don't like doing something if I only know how to, I don't like taking part in a process if I only know how to do one part of that process. That bothers me. I want to know like how to do everything.
You're
and
crazy.
For
crazy
video
person.
Why? What do you mean?
You're a
it's why
crazy person.
It's why I've literally succeeded at all this stuff.
Well, we succeeded because I know how to.
It's because I know how to do everything. Like, I know how to edit. I know how to act. I know how to write. I know how to perform. I know how to fucking market. I know how to fucking make graphics. I know how to.
You can just specialize in the aspect you're good at. You know, you don't have to fucking. You don't need Calc 5 to just be like somebody that's doing artistic design part of things. You know, you don't have to be a specialist at everything.
There were a number of reasons why. First of all, I'm from New York. There's not a lot of game design opportunities in New York. Especially back then. Like now, you have some studios up there. There's I think Sony
has a branch in New York now.
I think Sony has a branch. I think Rockstar, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Rockstar North, Rockstar New York studio. They have a headquarters there. I think Rockstar Games. In Bethpage. I don't even know where that is. Bethpage, New York? Where the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Bethpage?
That's not even New York.
It's in Long Island. That's so interesting. Rockstar is in Long Island? Wow.
Maybe one of the headquarters is. Not all of them. Maybe one of them.
No. Obviously not all of them. But like there are some opportunities now, but even still to this day, like really like game design programs at like schools, very, very slim. I was looking endlessly for game design courses and like game design, programs and bachelor's stuff and like all that stuff. Really not accessible in New York at all. You had to go to there were schools. There was one in Arizona that I can't remember that I was kind of interested in going to. And there was another one called DigiPen in Washington, which is the place that I really, really wanted to go. DigiPen was like, that's where the people who made Portal came from. Valve went to that school, found there was, I guess, some internal game jam at that college, and they found this game called Narbacular Drop, which was basically Portal. Valve hired those kids out of the school, and then they made Portal and worked for Valve. Like that was the place to be in Washington, where all the game design people are, by the way. Like like Valve is there, Microsoft is there, Bungie is there, tons of game design presence in and just web tech in general in Seattle, Washington area. I wanted to go, but you needed scholarships to go. I needed a scholarship to go, and to get a scholarship, I needed to be good at math. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't afford to uproot my life and go to fucking Seattle. No way that was that happening. Yeah, so instead, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll compromise on my fucking goal. And I just went to fucking community college that I could afford for film. And then I ended up doing this, which is, what I ended up being good at everything about, I think, personally. So, like, it works. It works out. It worked out. There's part of me that still wishes I could do that. I could theoretically go to school now. Like, I could just go to DigiPen now, but I don't know. Part of me feels like it's way too late. The industry is also crazy right now in a way that, I don't know. I don't know if I have the drive to fight through that industry now like I did when I was 20. I don't know. It's way less
cool than it was.
It's way harder to get in. There's like a hiring freeze on a lot of studios. A lot of acquisitions, a lot of layoffs. I don't know. It's a crazy industry to jump in. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. How far are we gone? Jake, sorry we got so we should probably start doing questions and names now.
We only got two more. Hey. Let's jump through two more real quick, and then we'll do the names.
Guys, hold on. Cut it off. I gotta go.
You gotta go?
I was hoping you guys would see my text message.
Oh, I didn't see it. What's going on?
No, I was saying I got to go because on Fridays, I got to pick her up an hour early.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I was
all right.
yeah,
We'll end it
just
then.
if you could-
We'll go. We're at an hour and a half.
Okay.
It's about the right time. Yeah. All right. You can head out then. Let me do.
Well, I don't know if you guys, because I could bounce, but if you guys just start it up on your end, the Riverside.
Oh, you know what we could do?
You know what I mean?
You know what we'll do? We'll end it now, and then I'll record the names later.
Okay, that's hot.
Okay, that works. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Thank you guys for tuning into this. This is an all-over episode, but
it's a very fucking weird one.
It's a very weird one. But we'll catch you guys over on patreon.com/snarktank. Remember, there's extra content and all sorts of shit over there. Fuck you.
So I guess Chris died or something, so I'm gonna read the names. So here we go. A man who got fired for playing Radioactive on the PA system. I hope that's not true. And if it is true, I hope that there is proof. The guy who had a typo in his name. Pro tip, if you shit in your hands before starting a street fight, you can cause your regular attacks to do additional poison damage. That's very true, actually. 533 anti-trans bill in 2023 alone. 533 anti-trans bills in 2023 alone. 49 states, 64 passed, 371 active, 97 failed. That's fucking insane. That is absolutely insane, man. It's funny because I actually literally had a dream last night. I was telling my wife that Lance from the Surfs was debating Joe Rogan on his podcast, and I happened to be in the same room for some reason, and I was just trying to reason to Joe to like talk to his fans and talk to the people that that just be like, bro, like this stuff that's happening right now is unreasonable and it's gonna lead to unnecessary murder and death and shit, because it does genuinely worry me. The rhetoric, it's crazy. But let me continue. My name is Chris Raygun, and I hate the gays. It's true. Dr. Jins and the Tism Schism. Pretty cool. Damn it, Sweeney. How many times do I have to tell you to stop sending me nudes to your girlfriend when I'm reading the credits? Nice. She pippin' on my Pippa. Possum, yes, that's my real name. If that's your real name, God bless you. If Tom and Chris are Puerto Rican, why don't they speak like Bad Bunny? Because they're just not cool. Pissbed, Domination, Average Clit Energy, shout out. Face Fister, Star Coffee, Sweeney dap me up outside the 7-Eleven. Cool. Lindsey Graham's Little Ladybugs. Staying hydrated to be ready to piss on Margaret Thatcher's grave at a moment's notice. Nice. There's a chair at the end of my bed for my cat, and I call it his sneako seat. Transfem Grinlin. Can Logan Paul abandon a million pigs? My sexual awakening has the quirky goth from... My sexual awakening was the quirky goth from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. Yeah, she bad. Yush, I guess it's just Yush or Yushay. The angelic dungeon master who would like to ask you what you'd like to do about the raiders that have just entered the tavern. I'd like to have sex with them. Rest in peace to the legendary Lance Reddick. Voice of Commander Zavala. I like it. Yeah, Red Dick. Voice of Commander. I like that. Very good. Craig the Canadian. It's your boy, Shawnee D. Southern Sweet Tea. Matt Walsh is the hero of our time. Sweet baby gang for life. Ugh. Indie Butterknife on YouTube.com. Smart marketing. What's with these homies? What's with these homies dissing my girl? Shoe Nice drinking multiple men's comes out of a KFC bucket of his OnlyFans TV. That sounds real. 3XO struggling to change his name. Read on time for the new episode. We blame Sweeney. Yeah, you should always blame Sweeney. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Yeah, the emoji thing, and it's doing that thing. Morning owlet. The average person has one fallopian tube. All right. No longer calling her Little Caesars because she left me now. Now I'm alone. Oh, she left me. Now I'm alone, and I need to find a new funny name. Damn, man. That sucks, man. Good luck on your future endeavors. Drip MH, the Lord of Drip. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi, won't you blow me? Quinlan the Gremlin. Al Stelwall. Okay, you said it right. I probably said it wrong. Avi, something funny and topical. Stupid. Gay browser be like, penis 10 times 10. Love you, Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong 2. I'll suck their dicks till my face turns blue. Very cool. Wageslave 583. I feel gay. Fuck you. The Papini Brothers Emporium presents the latest in cuck technology. Sneako Vision. Good fight, Chris. Yeah, he did pretty good. Bullwinkle saying now. Bullwinkle saying. No, here's something I hope you really like as I'm lowered to my grave. I think he sounds something like that, right? Fun fact, Totally Spies Season 7 reboot is coming. I don't even know what that is. Introducing bondage and latex fetish to a new generation. Have a nice day. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Tell him Steve Dave. Nice name. Limp Biscuits and Gravy. Nice. John Strickland. I am announcing it right now. Our next parody is F slurs in Paris. Nah, we can't do that. It would be fun though. Mercs 1889. Rock Hawk. The First Church of Keith David. Now with extra dramatism. Did I say it right? I ran over my 2003 Silverado with my new Voodoo Blue 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Interesting. I've always wanted a Toyota Tacoma. I'm gonna get one of these days. Pre-Rise Blake 896. The Church of Getting Kicked in the Face by Cammy. Tonka, the Inbred Cabbage Patch Kid, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Sue Hulk, shout out. Tickle My Ass Hairs, Nikki Ziggy, shout out. Marcus and Dom fighting off the Pinkertons in the far future after accidentally getting the newest Elder Scrolls 6 game early. I love that. That's a great premise. Lobotomized Jesus can't wait to lick on Hulk Hogan's sloppy, wet, fat pussy like a dog water bowl. I just love the idea of like Hulk just being so massive and just having a pussy and just being submissive. Yeah, that's right, brother. That's right. I'm so fucking dripping wet. The sound of my mommy and daddy fighting downstairs, but it's drowned by Derek and Sweeney's slang argument. Do you guys have no idea how hard it was to stay like angry in that? To like, I hope my acting was believable. Because it was such a, like, bullshit thing that nobody cared about. But I'm like, if I shout louder, I think I can make this into a real argument. I think it's pretty good. Anyway, Randy McNally is ready to McNutty in a hose bussy from Tennessee. A Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave. To the rhythm of Bulls on Parade. I forgot. Come on, command. I forgot we were doing that. Ethereum, Progerian Hunter. Maleficus 1, Hexblade Supremacist back from being Bomber-chan for another Patreon read. Nice. I always wonder about that. I'm like, some of these probably may not even be geared towards us because, you know, other people support other people. So it's just like right now, I'm supporting this streamer. And I think my name it has to do with something with Paul Joseph Watson, and it's this like really fucked up picture of him. I forgot what my name is, but it's for that guy. And to round off the list, as always, King of Haphazard. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, hopefully everything will be on schedule, more on point. I got really sick. I got sick 2 weeks ago, and then I got like some weird allergy thing. But yeah, like hopefully everything will be cool. Gonna be working on some gay covers and stuff. Pretty excited about the future. Just appreciate you guys for just constantly supporting us, and you know, very humble because, you know, yeah, you guys, you get, yeah. I'm gonna stop being gay. I'm out of here. Bye.